Hey,
Hey, hey,
hey, how's it
hey.
going, everybody?
All right. So if you clicked on this video, you want to know what is a soulmate? What really is a soulmate? And so before we talk about it,
Yes, we're Terrence and Jill with God-Ordained Union. Our mission is to simply help increase kingdom marriages.
yes, yes.
So
So,
you're in the right place at the right time.
yep.
Yes.
So if you're feeling like you haven't gotten your person because something's wrong with you, or you're wondering what's wrong with you, why hasn't it come? Why isn't he or she come? We understand. We've been there. We know how you feel. And so on this channel, um, we're here to encourage you to,
Yes.
and also help to help you consider where some of the blocks could be that is blocking your person, your soulmate, good or bad, some things that you don't even realize about yourself, or even generational patterns and curses that could be blocking. And so the devil is on his mission to stop you from getting your soulmate because of the impact that you and your soulmate will have and the assignment God has for the two of you. So the enemy wants to still kill and destroy that. So on this channel, yeah, we exposing the enemy, and because God has a plan for you and your person.
We're going to support you in every way that we can.
Yes. So, and if you have questions or anything, feel free to email us, terrenceandjill@gmail.com.
We will uplift you. We will go in agreement with you.
Yes.
Whatever it is it takes for you to understand that God has you.
Yes.
Okay. We agree with God.
Yes,
but we're here to support you in every way.
But we don't give relationship or marriage advice. We point you back to God so that you can have the discernment to know if this is the person that you're supposed to be with. So, yep, we go live every
Tuesday night, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Yes. All right. So, just really quickly, this is just a quick video to talk about soulmates, because I know you hear it a lot, and a lot of people are thinking, this person is my soulmate because I think he's the one, he or she is the one, they're my soulmate. And so let me just first say that your soul is your mind, your will, and your emotions. Your soul is your mind, your will, and your emotions. So when you think about a soulmate, you can very much indeed match and connect with someone through your mind, your will, and your emotions.
Yes. It can come in a number of ways. Okay. It can be trauma bonding.
Well, that is if yes. So if it's not of God,
right? If it's not of God,
if it's not a God-ordained
trauma bonding,
it can be trauma bonding.
Yes.
And so you can connect your mind, your will, and your emotions with someone else, and you could think that trauma bond, you don't even realize that it's a trauma bond. You just think you just think that it's it's your person. That's your person. But a God-ordained soulmate is one that our mind is the mindset of Christ. Our will is according to his will for our lives, and our emotions are in line with his will and what he wants, and how he says that we are to control our emotions. And so that is the difference. A soulmate that's not of God, if it's a trauma bond, is usually a relationship that,
based upon you both going through something in your past.
Yeah.
And that's like a common denominator of the attraction. You two are actually consoling each other almost to the point to where you feel like there's more to it. And it's just the fact that you have a common trauma that you both faced in the past. And now you have someone to go through it with.
Yeah. And so you'll hear words like ride or die. That's my ride or die. And we in it through thick and thin, but really it's a relationship that's kind of stuck, that's blocked. There's no growth. Each other are blaming.
The block is you both are still haven't done anything to be delivered from that trauma.
Yes.
And neither one of you really know how to be delivered, because at the moment you haven't sought God for it to get out of it. You hadn't recognized it to the point to where you felt the need to consult God in.
Right. You're stuck. You're blinded. You only can see past your emotions and your attachment for that person. And so, yeah, you'll blame each other for each other's issues. Somebody, it's a constant battle, but you're still holding together for this.
It's like y'all against the world.
Yes. But y'all ain't going nowhere.
Yeah.
But you're not, and you're still against each other because you're both blaming each other when you got some trauma. So your arguments are probably very brutal, very, 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 very brutal. And so, yeah.
There's a lot of blaming there.
A lot of blaming, very, very unhealthy relationship, but you're together.
Yeah.
And you think that it's,
and that's the common denominator too, when you just like, you know what? This might be toxic, but we're in this together. It's
right
against the world.
Right.
So you don't even see a desire to say we need to improve this to the point of whether breaking up and going our separate ways just so we can be with healthier relationships. You'd rather stay there because you just feel so comfortable of that person being your ride or die.
Oh my God. It's when I say that's so many people think that that's love.
Yeah.
And it's attachment. And then if you leave each other, it's a spirit of abandonment that comes in, or rejection. And so you end up attracting each other back together. And so it's a lot of darkness. You can't grow. You're not doing anything. You're both bound. You're bound. It's like
you just don't understand that you're bound.
But you're soulmates, because your soul is intertwined with that person. A God-ordained soulmate is somebody who, when they come into your life, it brings life. Like you just, again, it's your mind, will, and emotions in alignment with God's will and God's will for your life. And so there is a difference. You'll hear a lot of people talk about high value, a high value man. That also can come into an ungodly soul tie or soulmate. When you're talking about you need to be a high value woman or a high value man, that is an indication of a high level of a soulmate that is still not of God. Because when you talk about what God wants for you, you're talking about virtue, a high virtue. So it's high value against high virtue. It's a difference between value and virtue. And so, so you got to be very, very careful attaching to somebody, because you can connect to somebody and you can very well be soulmates, but it might not be who God has for you. And so you got to really look at character and fruit when you are considering like really connecting and attaching.
Yeah, one way to be able to tell the difference, if you don't know where you are in the relationship, is, to me, one way would be to say, if I'm feeling like it's pushing me towards God, then I know it could be God-ordained. But if it's pushing me away from God, then I know God isn't in this.
Right.
Okay, I know He's not in this, and this may be a soul tie.
Right. God. Right. Yeah. You don't want to. Yeah. You want to notice it in the beginning. You want to. That's why I say don't rush into things, because you don't want to attach and connect to a.
Yeah, that's why we say trauma. When you first meet somebody, allow God to kind of develop this for you, so you understand more what that purpose of that meeting was, rather than just think that the very next person you meet is supposed to be your soulmate, because you don't know, or it's supposed to be your God-ordained mate, because you really don't know. You just met that person. Yep.
So you got to look at fruit. You got to look at character. And if you have anything, because I know you and I, one of the things we had in common that could have trauma bonded us was that we both come from humble beginnings, where we come from public housing, low income housing, from childhood. And we understand what roaches and rats, rodents and roaches.
Yeah, we understand that if somebody spray, everybody
better spray. We understand that.
Gonna get all the-
and so that was a great thing, is that we could, we both come from big families.
We both noticed felt like to stand in the cheese line.
Yes, or eating oodles and noodles, which I can't stand to this day, or hot dogs, can't stand it to this day, or spaghetti. Can't stand it to this day, but we understood that because we both. But the great thing about it is that that did not bond us. What bonded us is that we ain't going back there. That's what, like, it was like life. It was like we knew that we were it was changing from a when we talk about mind, your will, mind, and emotions. Our mindset was no longer poverty; it was prosperity. So you got to look at, even though you can relate to someone, to the humble beginnings or to their trauma, it's like, are we both healed? So you know, you could.
We were like magnetically being pushed to Christ, you know. But not only that, it really there's a more than just an attraction when God is included.
Yes.
So it's not just that I'm physically attracted to her. There are some other things you're going to learn and you're going to understand later as God is involved, to say, oh my God, it's more than that.
Yes.
It's more than just, I think she's beautiful. Is, you know, my heart's attracted to her heart. My spirit's attracted to her spirit. It's larger than me just saying, yeah, you know, she's all right. No, it's a totally different, deeper type of connection.
And it is a connection, because you know, attraction is, I think he's handsome, he thinks I'm pretty. A connection is, there's a third entity there. So it's him, me, and God. Yes. Or it could be, in some relationships, it's her, him, and an enemy, and the devil. They can have a soul tie, a connection with the enemy. So when you talk about your person, it is more than just attraction. Yeah. It is a connection. And so that's when we say soulmate, you know, it is beyond the humanness of this thing. It's really a God-ordained soulmate. Because
that's what we're referring to.
That's what we're referring to.
Everything that we're doing is God-based.
Yes. So, yep. And so, so for those who are wondering, yeah, like, I believe he's my soulmate. He could be.
Yeah, he could be.
He could be, but you got to know what soul.
Again, we're going to always push you back to God.
Yes.
Speak to God and get some discernment in that particular area that you're confused in, or you need some clarity, and ask God to clarify that.
Yes, yes. Ask God you got to have some discernment. That's why the Holy Spirit is so vital, because you've got to know, because you will attract and attach and bond with someone who Satan sent. So, yep. So I hope they get some clarity about what is a soulmate. What is a soulmate? If it gave
you any type of confusion, any more questions, put them in there. We're going to read all the comments.
We read all the comments. We read the comments.
So put them in there, and if we got to create another video, or if we got to do something
so that you'll understand,
so you can get an answer, that's what we'll do.
That's what we'll do. We're here to help, encourage, and motivate, and all that great stuff.
Outstanding.
All right.
Look forward to it.
All right. All right.
And so you guys enjoy the rest of your day. We'll talk to you in the next one.
All righty.
Deuces.
Deuces.